We want to welcome everybody back to our Tech Talk Tuesday. I'm Jeff Smith, Senior Account Director in the Dayton region. Want to thank everybody. Unfortunately, Nicole is not able to join us right now, but I do want to thank all of you from last week and all the comments we got. Unbelievable response from everything we received from the Tech Talk Tuesday, our first edition. Now, this is our second one, not just our first, but we're going to be joined in the second here by someone from someone who's a personal client of mine and a friend of mine who can talk a little bit about his experiences with technology going into the future. But I'm joined today by Bob Schroeder, Director of Human Resources at Richmond Power and Light. Bob is joining us because Richmond Power and Light has made improving the employee benefit and the experience something that is top-notch in what they want to do. Bob came to me about 2 years ago and talked to me about, is there any opportunity out there, because they have folks who are spread out throughout the Richmond area, Richmond, Indiana area, on how to communicate better with them. What can we do? What can we bring to the table? And Bob, I really appreciate you joining me. Thank you so much. We are in a technology world right now, but I do appreciate you joining me. If you would, Bob, a little bit about Richmond Power and Light, not just about the organization, but about where your employees kind of work and what they do and what they and how they work. And I think it's from a standpoint of, from me to you, and we've had these conversations before, you have a lot of people that are spread out, from linemen to people out in the field. Kind of talk a little bit about that real quick, and we'll get into the technology part in a second.
Sure. So we're a city-owned utility. We've been around since 1902. It's a very relaxed family atmosphere.
Sure.
We have 92 employees, so it is a big family. But the majority of our employees, they do work out in the field, not in an office setting. So that's us.
So from a culture standpoint, you kind of talked about that. The systems you were using at the point, you were using more of using a TV screen to kind of communicate with people, email, now all that sort of things. What did you find, and you and your HR team, you guys kind of said to us, hey, we have to find a platform that's going to work a little bit better. How to communicate with these folks, how to get to these folks. Talk a little bit about that and what that has meant to you guys.
Right. Well, we do have posting bulletin boards as well as video screens around the company. But yet, those fellows that are out in the field throughout the day, then they don't get to see that on a regular basis. It's either at start time or
Sure.
at quitting time. And so with the ability to communicate by phone, it seemed a perfect fit.
Absolutely. And I think with a lot of the push technology and a lot of the things that we talked to you about, and you guys kind of being one of the first organizations that Haran partnered with to use that technology has been remarkable as far as getting out to employees. And I think you said it before, and we talked about it. You've been in our magazine from the amount of people who are using the technology. That makes a world of difference. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So right now, you're currently on the platform with HealthJoy. And if you could, talk to me a little bit about what has that meant, and if you have some of those stats, and I believe we talked about that last week, some of those stats on some of the things that you're doing with HealthJoy and what that's meant to some of your employees.
So in that first year, we had about 69% of our employees active. And add to that, we had a third of the spouses on
Wow.
as well. So big utilization. We were impressed, as you were as well.
Sure.
And we had instant buy-in from the employees, even at rollout when you were here. Even those employees who it's a little difficult to impress them or have them appreciate something that HR has done.
Sure. Right. Right.
Right. And I think in that first year, we estimated about $35,000 savings
Wow.
between comparing the prescription cost as well as the telemedicine component of it.
Yeah. You know, the one thing that really impressed me from your standpoint was not just the prescription costs, but that you said telemedicine. And I think telemedicine from that standpoint is huge, because you see a lot of these plans out there, whether it be some of the big payers out there. And one of the things that HealthJoy brings to the table is with your PEPM and that cost that's associated with it, you do get a telemedicine visit unlimited with those folks. And I think looking back at your stats, and we had you in our magazine again, looking back at your stats, the alarming rate to me was the amount of people that actually utilized telemedicine. And I think from your standpoint, you have folks that are out in the field, linemen working, people who are out and about. They're not exactly in your facility who are actually doing that. I think that is one thing that I want to applaud you for, because I think you and your team have done a wonderful job with that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So a couple more questions real quick. You know, from a technology standpoint, these are called Tech Talk Tuesdays. How much would you, as you know, the person who's running the HR team at Richmond Power and Light, kind of applaud the technology that we're bringing to the table, the things that you're seeing, the things that Marcia and Rhonda are seeing as well, the push notifications and those sort of things? How big are that? How big is that? I'm sorry. How big is that to your everyday life and what you guys are trying to accomplish with getting technology out and information out?
Well, it does free up our time a little bit. Having the wallet on the app that shows all the benefits, the ID numbers, all that.
Sure.
That before the employees would call in and say, "Hey, what's our group number?" And
Sure.
then even their individual ID number, they would ask, and then we'd have to do some research. So it's freeing up some time on our part.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you, Bob, I really appreciate you joining us today.
Sure.
It's unbelievable. And, you know, you and I have got to know each other quite a bit. I think not only the Horan partnership, but the HealthJoy partnership with you and with the whole team at Richmond Power and Light has really opened a lot of doors for us. You know, we partnered with a great company in HealthJoy. You know, I think from perspective of really giving back to what's best for the client is very important to us. And I do appreciate you joining. You know, the other piece is on the other side of the spectrum is we're always continually looking for different technology models that are out there. And I think those are important for us as well, because moving into the future with what we've gone through with the COVID virus, and we're still in it, the pandemic, you know, it's very important for us as an organization to give back to our clients like yourselves opportunity to look at different technology models that are out there. So I do appreciate you. I appreciate you joining us today. I know this was short and sweet, but thank you very much, Bob. It's always a pleasure talking to you and working with you. So thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Bob. Take care.
See ya.